More news, rumors and opinions Sunday PM February 23, 2025. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Financial writer and precious metals broker Bill Holter is back with a new warning on the effects of the Trump Doge team, Department of Government Efficiency. Everyone now knows of the huge unfolding fraud and waste being uncovered in federal government audits. It simply has to be done for the nation to survive. But what many are missing are the consequences of these audits that are unavoidable. Holter and his former business partner Jim Sinclair, RIP, laid out the U.S. bankruptcy scenario nearly 5 years ago on USA. The post was titled, "Trump Win Offers a Way Forward After U.S. Bankruptcy, Holter and Sinclair." Of course, Donald Trump lost in 2020, and the bankruptcy button was not pushed. Back then, Holter and Sinclair said the U.S. was going to go bankrupt. The only question was, would America get financially reorganized, under the rule of law or the rule of chaos? The voters chose the rule of law in 2024 with the Trump landslide. Holter goes on to explain, mathematically, this is going to go down one way or the other. Either it's going to go down through non-payment or going to go down when they blow up the value of the dollar. They cannot pay the interest and debt back in current terms. They would have to create more dollars, diluting the value of each dollar in order to pay the dollars back. The question is, does this go down under the rule of law or does it go down under the rule of complete fraud and corruption? Look at the last days of the Biden administration. Hundreds of billions of dollars going out the back door. All I can say is when this is over, people better be going to jail. Otherwise, you are not looking at a true rule of law. Holter goes on to say, Doge is uncovering all kinds of fraud. This is what you see at the end of empires and even businesses. You see fraud at the very end when empires go under. The scope of what they are uncovering, just at this point, has been mind-blowing. The more Doge digs up, the more the truth is going to come out and the more confidence is going to break. When confidence breaks with foreigners, that's a big problem. Just this year alone, we have about $10 trillion in treasuries rolling over. It's $28 trillion in the next 4 years. There has to be an appetite for our treasuries, and Doge uncovering the truth is counterproductive to that. They're uncovering the truth, but truth hurts confidence. Doge, by doing what should have been done 50 years ago, and had we had real accounting, we would not have a problem. Now, you've got the system absolutely addicted to this cash flow coming out of USAID and all these different programs, and that is going to get shut off. It's like throwing sand into a gearbox. The system is going to grind to a halt, and that is going to lead to the great taking. Holter predicts, when the system grinds to a halt, you see derivatives collapse, you see financial institutions collapse. Then, guess what, they take all your stuff. Under today's laws, they do it legally. 5 years ago on USA, Holter and Sinclair predicted gold would be going much higher. Gold standing at more than $2,900 per ounce shows they were correct. But Holter says you ain't seen nothing yet. Gold is a thermometer that tells the health of currencies and regimes. At $2,950, gold is flashing the alarm now. The average person is not equating that to an alarm bell, but it is an alarm bell. People are using gold to get out of the system. When all is said and done, you are going to find out there was fraud everywhere. You are also going to find out that all these cryptocurrencies are the perfect accounting system for digital air. In closing, Holter says that when you consider the massive amounts of trillions of dollars of unpayable debt, gold could easily be revalued to more than $100,000 per ounce in a reset of the financial system. Holter says, this would relic FY central banks all over the world. I don't think you would have central banks all over the world complaining about that. Holter says silver could be revalued upward to thousands of dollars per ounce in a financial reset as well. There is much more in the 61-minute interview. Join Greg Hunter of USAWatchdog.com as he goes one-on-one with financial writer and precious metals expert Bill Holter for 2.22.25. Militiaman article. Trump gives Baghdad a choice: export Kurdistan's oil or face sanctions like Iran. There is a plan and there is a way to get the oil flowing. This tells us there's clear pressure on Iraq to stay the course. This news is somewhat intense. It suggests power players are making sure Iraq stays on board with her reforms. I suspect this pressure is going to be used to keep Iraq on track and get this going. The heat is up and I like it. It's good. Frank 26, Iraq Boots on the Ground Report, Firefly. There's an economic expert on the television. He's asking us Iraq citizens some questions regarding the exchange rate of our currency. He went on for 20 minutes talking about the pros and cons of what we're about to do. And he reminded us that at one time the dinar was $3.30. Then we see new information commercials talking about the new national bonds. Mr. Sammy says this is another way to get the citizens to bring in their 30 notes that many are hoarding in their homes. Frank, they are pushing the idea to buy the bonds. They'll use their 30 notes. The push to bring in as many 30 notes as possible is also another loud indicator of a change that's coming. They don't need a CBDC, they already have this. Imagine a financial system where every transaction is tracked, every dollar is controlled, and your financial freedom is at risk. Stablecoins and the rise of a digital dollar could be laying the foundation for unprecedented economic control. With deep ties to US agencies and billions in US debt under their control, could stablecoins like Tether be the government's secret weapon in financial surveillance? Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.